All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody. We're getting set for the second game of our baseball doubleheader for you tonight. We head off to Boston. This will be Fenway Park. It'll be Game 4 of the American League Championship Series between the Boston Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians. In this best of 7, Boston leads it 3-0. That means the Red Sox can wrap it up tonight with a win over Cleveland, or Cleveland can force a Game 5. Over on the National League side of the house, on the right side of the bracket there, the Dodgers, right before this game, came from behind to beat the Braves 3-2 in Game 4 of that series. Game 5 of that will be tomorrow night. All right, let's head out to Boston for this one, the Indians and the Red Sox, here at Jammin' Sports. Your lineups for tonight. Jammin' Sports presents Game 4 of the American League Championship Series between the Cleveland Indians and the Boston Red Sox, live from Fenway Park in Boston. Boston leads this best of 7 series 3-0. They can wrap it up tonight. Game 4 of the American League Championship Series up next here at Jammin' Sports. Roger Clemens, the starting pitcher tonight for the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox looking for the series sweep.
Leading off tonight for Cleveland.
If the Red Sox win, they go to the World Series. Nat LaJoie, the second baseman, will lead things off for Cleveland here in the top of the first inning. First pitch of the game by Clemens is a ball outside. Count goes to 1-0.
First pitch, 7:07.
And now the 1-0 pitch. In their first strike, 1-1. Just underway, live from Fenway. Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. The 1-1 by Clemens. Popped up. Coming over, the first baseman. Making the play for the Red Sox. That's Jimmy Fox. LaJoie pops out to first in foul territory. 1 out for the Indians. There's the Cleveland lineup. The DH, Tris Speaker, up next. One out, bases empty. Here's the pitch. Speaker rips that one foul down the line. Counts at 0-1. Cleveland trying to stay alive in the series. They have to win to stay alive. Here's the 0-1. In their first strike. Count 0-2 to Speaker. And now the 0-2 pitch. And that's ripped foul. And the count remains at 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. That's high in the air. Out to right field. Manny Ramirez makes the play for out number 2. 2 down for the Indians here in the top of the first inning. And now the Indians, Manny Ramirez, also the right fielder, will step up. 2 outs, bases empty, facing Roger Clemens. Here's the pitch. In their first strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Just outside. Count goes to 1-1 to Ramirez. 2 outs, bases empty here in the top of the first. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the 2-1. Ramirez into the camera well. Foul ball. The count is at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Full count, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. And now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. It's a 2-out walk for Manny Ramirez. And now the first baseman, Jim Thome, will come up for Cleveland. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1. And the count goes to 0-1. They throw to first. Ramirez back in time. Meanwhile, the count to Thome is 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Thome pops it up in the air. Garcia Pera comes over and makes the play for out number 3. At the end of a half inning, no score. ALCS Game 4 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Cliff Lee will be the starting pitcher for the Indians tonight. Leading off for the Red Sox here in game number 4, it'll be Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman.
The second baseman, number 15.
Red Sox can wrap it up tonight and advance to the World Series with a win. Here's the pitch. Pedroia fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. In their first strike, 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. And now the 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. Red Sox lead the best of 7 series, 3-0. And now the 2-2 pitch. Down low, full count, 3-2. Three-two pitch. Pedroia, a base hit. He slaps it out into center field. Larry Doby will throw it back in. A leadoff single for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the first inning. And now Wade Boggs, the third baseman, will step up. In their first strike, 0-1. Boggs hitting .385 in the postseason. That's pretty good. Nobody out, runner on first base. The count's 0-1 to Boggs. And now the 0-1 pitch. Boggs rips one into right field. Ramirez will throw it in. And back-to-back base hits for the Red Sox. They now have runners at first and second with nobody out here in the top of the first. Red Sox won last night 8-0. Now first baseman Jimmy Fox comes up with runners at first and second and nobody out. The pitch by Lee, and that's fouled off down the third base line. The count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1. And that's going to be down the third base line, hooking foul. The count goes to 0-2 to Jimmy Fox. Runners at first and second, nobody out. 0-2 pitch. Just outside, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. Are they going to hold him up? Coming home. They're going to hold him up at third. 3 straight base hits to start the game for the Red Sox. They now have it bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. 3 consecutive singles. And now David Ortiz comes up, the DH. Bases loaded, nobody out. In their first strike, 0-1. 3 consecutive singles to start the game for the Red Sox. Davis in the house. Good to see you, Davis. Misty says hi. Here's the 0-1. In their first strike, 0-2 to Ortiz. Red Sox advance to the World Series with a win tonight. They lead 3-0. They lead the series 3-0 is what I meant to say. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside. Davis says hi, Misty. Counts at 1-2 to Ortiz. 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yes. David Ortiz strikes out. 1 out for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the first inning. And now the right fielder, Manny Ramirez, comes up. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Ramirez inside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. A walk would score a run here. Bases loaded, just 1 out. And now the 1-0 pitch. And that's fouled down the line. And that's going to even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded. The 1-1 pitch. In their first strike, 1-2. Boston trying to capitalize. They have bases loaded. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch by Lee. Struck him out looking for out number 2. And that's a big strikeout. Now the Red Sox need a base hit to score a run. And now the left fielder, Ted Williams, will come up. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the first inning. The Red Sox don't want to leave all these runners stranded. Cliff Lee on the mound. Pitch by Lee. Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. We're at Fenway Park in Boston. We're in the bottom of the first inning, no score. 2 outs, bases loaded for the Red Sox. The count's 2-0 to Ted Williams. 2-0 pitch. Down low, ball 3. A walk will score a run. And now the 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. 3-1 pitch. In the dirt. Ball 4. That's going to score a run. As Cliff Lee walks in a run, the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. And now the shortstop, Nomar Garcia-Pera, will step up. He rips one past the third baseman. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. As the Red Sox take a 3-0 lead. A 2 RBI single by Nomar Garcia-Pera. And the Red Sox lead at 3-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. And now the center fielder, Jim Rice, will come up. 2 outs, runners at first and second now. In their first strike, 0-1. A 3-run first inning for the Red Sox, at least so far. Rice hitting .364. That's pretty good. And now the 0-1 pitch. Rice took a big swing and miss. Strike 2. We're at Fenway Park in Boston. Game 4 of the ALCS. And now the 0-2 pitch. Rice rips it foul. Counts at 0-2 with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. And now the 0-2. He fouls that one off down the first baseline. Count remains at 0-2. .02 pitch. Rice fouls it down the third baseline. He stays alive at the plate with an 0-2 count. And now the 0-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. However, the Red Sox score 3 runs. And at the end of 1 complete, they lead at 3-0 here in Game 4 of the ALCS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the second inning. Leading off for the Indians will be the catcher, Sandy Alomar. Roger Clemens still on the mound for the Red Sox. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Outside. They'll even the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. 1-2. A 3-run first for the Red Sox. They take a 3-0 lead. Here's the 1-2. Down low. They'll even the count at 2-2 to Alomar. And now the 2-2 pitch. Alomar fouls it off down the third baseline. Count remains at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. A ground ball. Making the play is Pedroia, and he makes the out. Alomar grounds out to Dustin Pedroia at second base. Nice play by Pedroia. 1 down for the Indians here in the top of the second. Larry Doby, the center fielder, comes up next. Here's the pitch. A curveball that just misses the strike zone. Count goes to 1-0. Jimmy Jan with Sports Davis in the house. Live from Fenway Park in Boston. Larry Doby, the center fielder. The count's 1-0. Here's the pitch. Up high, 2-0. One out, bases empty for the Indians here in the top of the second. Red Sox up 3-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike. It's full now, 3-2. In the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. Doby goes down swinging. 2 down for the Indians here in the top of the second. And now the shortstop from Major League, Willie Mays Hayes. And that's a ground ball to Pedroia. He'll pick it up, throw to first for the out. At the end of 1.5, the Red Sox lead at 3-0 here in Game 4 of the ALCS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the second inning with the Red Sox up 3-0. The catcher, Carlton Fisk, will lead things off for Boston. The Red Sox, if they win, they advance to the World Series. Cliff Lee, here's the pitch.
Nope, ball 1.
Ball 1. Count goes to 1-0.
Count 1-0.
And now the 1-0 pitch.
Outside
2-0. Earlier tonight, the Dodgers beat the Braves 3-2. The Dodgers take a 3-1 lead in that best of 7.
Nope.
Up high, 3-0.
3 balls, no strikes.
Game 5 of the Dodgers and the Braves will be tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Popped up. Nat LaJoie can't get to it. That's going to fall for a base hit. Carlton Fisk with a bloop single to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Now we go to the top of the order for the Red Sox. Dustin Pedroia will come up. Nobody out, runner on first. Pedroia, the second baseman. Here's the pitch. He went around, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Crowd didn't like that one. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. The count to Pedroia goes to 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, runner on first. And now the 1-2 pitch. Popped it up. Who comes in to get it? Jim Tomei, the first baseman, calls everybody off and makes the play for out number 1. Pedroia pops out to first. And now the third baseman, Wade Boggs, will come up for Boston. 1 out, runner on first base. Cliff Lee on the mound. Here's the pitch by Lee. In there for a strike. And the count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Boggs fouls it off, and the count quickly is at 0-2. Game 4 of the ALCS. The Red Sox lead the series 3-0. They can wrap it up tonight with a win. They lead the game 3-0. Pitch to Boggs inside. The count goes to 1-2. Red Sox advance to the World Series with a win here tonight. Or Cleveland can force a Game 5 tomorrow night. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out for out number 2 as Boggs goes down swinging.
The first baseman, number 3.
And now Jimmy Fox, the first baseman, will come up. 2 outs with a runner on first for the Red Sox. The pitch. Down low, 1-0.
Ball 1, no strike.
And now the 1-0 pitch.
Ball that's
Outside,
outside.
2-0. We're live from Fenway in Boston. Jimmy Jam with Sports Davis. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fouls that one off. And the count goes to 2-1 to Jimmy Fox. 2 outs, runner on first base. And now the 2-1 pitch. Fouls that one off. And that will even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first base. And now the 2-2 pitch. Down low, full count, 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out looking to end the inning. After 2 complete, the Red Sox lead at 3-0 here in Game 4 of the ALCS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Al Rosen, the 3rd baseman, will lead things off for Cleveland. Roger Clemens still on the mound for Boston. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, nobody on. Red Sox lead it 3-0. And now the 1-1. Ripped it past the 3rd baseman, a base hit for Rosen. It got by Boggs. Williams tracks it down, throws it back in quickly, and that's going to keep Rosen at first base. So the Indians get their first hit of the day. Al Rosen on base, and now the left fielder, Grady Sizemore, will come up. Nobody out, runner on first. Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0. Cleveland trying to get back in this game. Trying to avoid the sweep. And now the 1-0. Pops it up in the air. Jim Rice in center field gets under it and makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for the Indians here in the top of the 3rd. Now we go to the top of the order. The 2nd baseman, Nat LaJoie, will come up. 1 out, runner at first.
He's going, runner.
There goes the runner. It's a hit and run, but it's fouled off. The runner's going to have to go back. They count 0-1 to LaJoie. They throw to first. Rosen's back in time. Meanwhile, the count to LaJoie is 0-1. They throw to first again. LaJoie back in time. The count remains at 0-1. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-1. There goes the runner again. And it hit him. It hit LaJoie. So it'll be a walk. And now with 1 out, the Indians have runners at first and second. And the DH comes up next. Tris Speaker. And it's going to be outside. Ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. A chance now for Cleveland to get back in this game, down 3-0. Clemens struggling here in the 3rd inning.
That's ball 2.
Ball 2. Got runners at first and second, 1 out. And the count to Speaker is 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Speaker fouls it off. Count goes to 2-1. And now the 2-1. And that's right to Fox. They're going to turn 2. They get the double play. And that'll end the inning. Boston, they lead it 3-0 at the end of 2.5. Game 4 of the ALCS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the third. Red Sox lead at 3-0. The shortstop, David Ortiz, will lead things off. Red Sox got out of the jam in the third inning with a double play. So Ortiz will step up.
At the ball.
Ball one is down low. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch by Cliff Lee.
Ball two.
Outside, ball two. Lee still on the mound for the Indians here in the third inning. Counts 2-0 to Ortiz. And now the 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. Lee having some problems here in the bottom of the third. And now the 3-0 pitch. Down low, ball four. A 4-pitch walk to David Ortiz. And now the right fielder, Manny Ramirez, will come up with nobody out, a runner on first base in a 3-0 lead. Ramirez will step in. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. He went around. And that's what will even the count at 1-1. Nobody out. Runner on first. The count is 1-1 to Manny Ramirez. The 1-1 pitch. Ramirez sharply hit into the corner in left field. Let's see if the runner comes around. They're going to throw it. He's safe at third base. Ramirez with a double. Ortiz slides into third. And now the Red Sox have runners at second and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. And now the left fielder, Ted Williams, will come up. A base hit with score two.
Ball one.
Down low. Ball one. Count goes to 1-0. A walk would load the bases here. Red Sox with runners at second and third. And now the 1-0 pitch to Williams. And he fouls it off down the first base line. And that'll even the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch.
Ball.
Up high, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Ted Williams. Now the 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Cliff Lee looks in. And now the 3-1 pitch. And Williams hits that one into the night. See ya. A 3-run shot by Ted Williams. And the Red Sox take a 6-0 lead here in game number 4. A 3-run blast by Ted Williams. Let's watch it again. He got all of that one. You knew it when he hit it. And the Red Sox take a commanding 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. And I think that's it for Lee. They're going to pull him. They pounded him for 6 runs. And we'll find out who the new Cleveland pitcher is here in a second.
Your attention, please.
Coming in will be Bob Feller.
Number 19, Bob Feller.
He was a pretty good pitcher during his day. Here in Game 4, it's an elimination game. The Indians have to win it, or the Red Sox advance to the World Series. But the Red Sox have jumped out to a 6-0 lead. Nomar Garciaparra, the shortstop. The first pitch is high, ball one. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. The Red Sox up 6-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Garciaparra, and Doby comes in to make the play in center field for out number one. Garciaparra flies out to center field. And now the Red Sox center fielder, Jim Rice, will come up with one out, bases empty. The pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. We're at Fenway Park in Boston. Game 4 of the ALCS. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike two. And the count goes to 0-2 to Jim Rice. And now the 0-2 pitch. Rice fouls it off down the first base line. And the count remains at 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Pops it up. Doby out in center field. Comes in and makes the play. 2 down for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the third inning. And now the catcher, Carlton Fisk, will come up. 2 outs, bases empty, to face Bob Feller.
Nope, outside.
Outside, count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike two.
2 strikes.
Count goes to 1-2 to Carlton Fisk with 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 1-2 pitch. Outside. That'll even the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. And now the 2-2 pitch. And that's a ground ball knocked down by Tomei. Flips it to the pitcher for the out. Williams, a 3-run shot to give the Red Sox a 6-0 lead at the end of 3. ALCS Game 4 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 4th inning. The right fielder for the Indians, Manny Ramirez, will come up to lead off the top of the 4th. Boston up 6-0. Here's the pitch.
Nope,
Roger Clemens still on the hill. It's a ball. The count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be right to the first baseman, Fox, who hands off to Clemens, covering the bag for the out. Ramirez grounds out to first. 1 down for the Indians here in the top of the 4th. First baseman Jim Tomei will come up. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Clemens, up high, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. Up high, 3-0. Tomei tried to draw the walk. One out, bases empty, 3-0 pitch. Ball 4 and 4 pitches. And Clemens will walk Tomei with one out here in the top of the 4th. The catcher, Sandy Alomar, comes up. Red Sox lead it 6-0 here in the top of the 4th. Alomar, the catcher. Tomei at first base. Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. One out, runner on first for the Indians here in the top of the 4th inning. The count on Alomar is 1-1. Alomar fouls it off down the first base line. And the count goes to 1-2. One-two pitch. Right to Fox at first. They'll turn 2. And they get the double play at the end of 3.5. The Red Sox lead the Indians 6-0 here at Jammin' Sports. Game 4 of the ALCS. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And the second baseman for the Red Sox, Dustin Pedroia, will lead things off. Bob Feller on the mound for Cleveland. Pitch by Feller. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch.
Ball 1.
Up high, 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Red Sox with a commanding 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-1. And it's fouled off. Down the first base line, the count will go to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be slapped in the right field. The base hit. Ramirez will throw it in. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the 4th for Dustin Pedroia. And the Red Sox with a runner on first base and nobody out. And now the third baseman, Wade Boggs, will come up to face Bob Feller. Boggs gets that one into the crowd. Down the third base line, strike 1. They throw to first. Pedroia back in time. Meanwhile, the count to Boggs is 0-1. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. And now the 0-2 pitch. Boggs slaps that one foul. And the count remains at 0-2. Pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 1. One down for the Red Sox, and now the first baseman, Jimmy Fox, will step up. One out, runner on first base. Red Sox lead it 6-0. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Popped up. Down the first base line. That's going to drift foul. That'll even the count at 1-1 to Jimmy Fox. One out, runner on first base. And now the 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
The count at 2-1. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll even the count at 2-2. They throw to first. Pedroia back in time. And now the 2-2. And that's hit high in the air, down the line, off the wall. It's a base hit. Pedroia's coming around. They may send him. Nope, they're going to hold him up at third. Fox with a double. Pedroia ends up at third base as he hits that one well down the line, off the wall in right field, in the corner. And now the Red Sox have runners at second and third with one out. And the DH, David Ortiz, will come up. Up high, 1-0. Red Sox with a chance to bust this one wide open. A base hit would score 2. The 1-0 pitch. Ortiz pops it up out of play. And the count will go to 1-1. One out, runners at second and third. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. A walk below the bases. And now the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third. The 2-2 pitch. Ortiz slaps that one down the line. Fair. That's going to score 2 runs. Sizemore runs it down. They hold Ortiz at first, but that's a 2 RBI single for David Ortiz. And the Red Sox take an 8-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And now the right fielder, Manny Ramirez, will come up. Still just 1 out. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ramirez. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Counts at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first base. Red Sox now up 8-0. 1-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Count remains at 1-2. Excuse me. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off, out of play. Stays alive at the plate with a 1-2 count. And now the 1-2 pitch by Feller. Outside. The count goes to 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off again. Long at bat for Manny Ramirez as the count goes to 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Inside. He didn't go around. Full count now, 3-2 to Ramirez. And now the 3-2 pitch by Feller. He went around, struck him out. 2 down for the Red Sox. Here in the bottom of the 4th. And now the left fielder, Ted Williams, will come up. He had a 3-run home run the last time he came up. 2 down, runner on first base. Up high, ball one. Count goes to 1-0. The Red Sox with a commanding 8-0 lead here in Game 4. One 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll even the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first base. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out looking to end the inning. However, the Red Sox score 2, and they take an 8-0 lead. ALCS Game 4 here at Jammin' Sports. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, will be Game 5 of the National League Championship Series between the Dodgers and the Braves. The Dodgers lead that series 3-1. If the Indians can come back and win this game, we'll have a Game 5 of this series after that. Larry Doby will lead things off for the Indians here in the top of the 5th, the center fielder. Clemens still on the mound. The first pitch is a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Jimmy Jam with Sports Davis, bringing you the game here tonight. We know Davis is watching. He's not saying much, but he's watching. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Doby, he went around. It'll be a strike. We're at Fenway Park in Boston. The count's at 1-1 to Doby. And now the 1-1 pitch. Doby rips it to Garciaparra at short. Oh, he's safe on a throwing error. Fox couldn't field it. They're going to give that error to Garciaparra. A throwing error by the shortstop. And Doby reaches first base. I don't know. I think Fox could have fielded that. The shortstop now, Willie Mays Hayes, will come up. Nobody out, runner on first for the Indians. Outside, ball one. Count goes to 1-0. Nobody out, runner on first base. The 1-0 pitch. And that's right to Boggs. They're going to turn 2 for the double play. Willie Mays Hayes grounds into a double play. 2 down for the Indians here in the top of the 5th with nobody on base. And now the third baseman, Al Rosen, will come up. A pitcher's best friend, the double play. Here's the pitch by Clemens. Outside, count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch, fouled off. Count goes to 1-1. The 1-1.
One ball.
He swung at it for a strike. And the count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. That's going to even the count at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out to end the inning. After 4.5, the Red Sox lead at 8-0 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Red Sox lead the Indians 8-0. Shortstop Nomar Garciaparra will lead things off. Pops that one up. Strike one. If the Red Sox win, they advance to the World Series. And they lead at 8-0. It's a ball. Count goes to 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2 to Garciaparra. And now the 1-2 pitch.
That's ball 2.
Ball 2. It's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases empty. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball to LaJoy, who throws to first for the out. Garciaparra grounds out to second for out number 1. Next up will be the center fielder, Jim Rice. 1 out, bases empty for the Red Sox here in the 5th inning. First pitch is in there for a strike. And the count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Rice hits that one over the Green Monster. It is gone. A solo shot. That one actually left the ballpark. It's out on the street. It could be on the highway, the freeway out there. And the Red Sox lead it 9-0. A solo blast by Jim Rice. Let's watch this one again. Look where this ball ends up. Not far past the wall there is a freeway that goes by. And now we have a new pitcher. Tristan McKenzie will come in for the Indians, as the Red Sox have taken a 9-0 lead here in Game 4. And the Red Sox are that much closer to the World Series. First pitch in there for a strike. Yes, Carlton Fisk is at the plate for the Red Sox. The pitch in there for a strike. The count quickly 0-2. One out, bases empty for the Red Sox. In the bottom of the 5th, they lead it 9-0. Struck him out on 3 pitches. 2 down for Boston.
Number 15.
We go to the top of the order. It'll be the second baseman, Dustin Pedroia. 2 outs, bases empty. In there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1's the count. No ball.
Swung for strike 2. 0-2 count with 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch by McKenzie. And that's fouled off down the third base line. Count remains 0-2 to Pedroia. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. That'll end the inning. However, Jim Rice, a solo blast, gives the Red Sox a 9-0 lead here in Game 4 of the American League Championship Series here at Jammin' Sports. All right, we go to the top of the 6th. The Indians, they have their work cut out for them. They're down 9-0. Grady Sizemore, the left fielder, will lead things off for Cleveland. The pitch by Clemens, and that's going to be a base hit. Williams will field it and throw it in. A leadoff single for Grady Sizemore for the Indians. Cleveland has to win or this series is over. But they're down 9-0. And now the top of the order, the second baseman, Nat LaJoy, will come up with a runner on first, nobody out.
Nope.
Up high, 1-0.
Ball 1, no strike.
And now the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be another base hit in the left field. Back-to-back singles to start the 6th inning.
The bat, number 20.
And now the Indians with runners at first and second, with nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Cleveland trying to get back in this game. The DH now, Tris Speaker, comes up. He fouls that one off. The count goes to 0-1. It's a pretty tall order, but they still have some innings to work with. The count's 0-1 to Speaker. And now the 0-1 pitch. Speaker high in the air. That's going to drop, and that's going to score a run. Williams flags it down, but a run scores. And Speaker is safe at second with a double and an RBI. And the Indians are on the board. It's now 9-1. Here in the top of the 6th. Nobody out for Cleveland. And now Manny Ramirez comes up. Still nobody out. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strike one. So Cleveland gets on the scoreboard at least to make it 9-1. Here's the pitch by Clemens. He went around. Strike two. We're at Fenway Park in Boston. I almost said Cleveland. The count's 0-2 to Ramirez. The 0-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out for out number one. Jim Tomei will step up. Cleveland still has runners at first and second with one out. We're at second and third, I should say. Clemens on the mound. Here's the pitch.
Ball, that's out.
Outside, ball one. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at second and third. A strikeout here would be huge. The 1-1. Fouls him off. And the count goes to 1-2 to Tomei. And now the 1-2 pitch. Up high, struck him out. He swung at high heat. 2 down for Cleveland. And now the catcher, Sandy Alomar, comes up with 2 outs and runners at second and third. Facing Roger Clemens. The pitch.
Ball.
Up high, ball one. The count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2. An interesting stat that I should pass along here. The Red Sox have yet to lose a postseason game this season. Struck him out. I'll explain when we come back. At the end of 5.5, the Red Sox lead it 9-1. Game 4 of the ALCS here at Jammin' Sports. Wade Boggs will lead things off for Boston here in the bottom of the 6th. Tristan McKenzie still on the mound for Cleveland. And that's going to be fouled off down the line. Boston had a first-round bye. They were the number 2 seed. And in the division round, they swept the A's 3-0.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
As the count evens up at 1-1. And they lead the Indians 3-0. Boston has yet to lose a postseason game so far. Boggs took a big swing and missed. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch.
Ball, that's low.
Down low, 2-2. Boston trying to get their second straight sweep and get to the World Series. Counts at 2-2. The pitch by McKenzie. Boggs fouls it off down the line. And the count remains at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Struck him out. Out number 1 for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
The first baseman, number 3, Jimmy.
And now Jimmy Fox will come up, the first baseman for the Red Sox. 1 out, bases empty. The Red Sox lead at 9-1. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Jimmy Fox, a double and a single tonight. 1 out, bases empty. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's in there for a ball up high, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch.
Ball 2.
Down low and outside, 2-1 to Fox.
1 strike.
And now the 2-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. They'll even the count at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Count remains at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. Third baseman Rosen going back, but it hits the foul area. Foul ball, and the count remains at 2-2. 2-2 pitch by McKenzie. Pops that one up out of play. Count remains at 2-2. Jimmy Fox battling at the plate here. And now the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Low and outside. Full count, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. And now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. And Fox draws the walk. A 1-out walk. And now the DH, David Ortiz, will come up. Red Sox lead it 9-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now Ortiz will step up. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Red Sox trying to advance to the World Series. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ortiz down the left field line, hooking foul. And the count goes to 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, 1-2.
2 strikes.
And now the 1-2 up high. That's going to even the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. We got a full count to Ortiz here at Fenway. Three-two pitch. Ortiz down the left field line, hooking foul. Count remains full. 1 out, runner on first base. 3-2 pitch. Ortiz fouls that one off down the third baseline, or first baseline. Count remains at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Ortiz stays alive, another foul ball. McKenzie has thrown a lot of pitches this inning so far. 3-2 pitch. Again, he fouls it off. It's a long at bat for Ortiz. Count remains full. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Draws the walk. And now the Red Sox with runners at first and second with one out. And the right fielder, Manny Ramirez, will come up. He can break this game wide open. Not like it already is. Broken bat pops up and snatched out of the air by McKenzie. Ramirez pops out to the pitcher. 2 down. 2 down for Boston here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And now the left fielder, Ted Williams, comes up. He had a 3-run shot earlier. He can get another one right here in their first strike, 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be right to Willie Mays Hayes for the out. At the end of 6 complete, the Red Sox lead it 9-1 here in Game 4 of the ALCS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 7th. Boston leads Cleveland 9-1. The center fielder, Larry Doby, will lead off for the Indians. Roger Clemens still on the mound for Boston. Here's the pitch. Doby high in the air, out to Williams in left field, who makes the play at the warning track. 1 down for Cleveland here in the top of the 7th. Shortstop Willie Mays Hayes will come up. 1 out, bases empty. We're in the top of the 7th. The pitch by Clemens, and that's going to go right to Pedroia, who throws to first for the out. So Hayes grounds out to second, 2 down. And now Al Rosen, the third baseman, will step up with 2 outs, bases empty. In a quick inning, at least so far. And now the pitch by Clemens in their first strike, 0-1. Red Sox with an 8-run lead, 9-1 here in the top of the 7th. And now the 0-1 pitch. And that's fouled off. And the count quickly 0-2 to Rosen. And now the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Rosen fouls it off, and the count remains at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch inside. Oh boy, that was close. Full count, 3-2 now to Al Rosen. And now the pitch by Clemens. Rips it right to Fox and knocks it down. He'll throw to Clemens, covering the bag for the out. At the end of 6.5, the Red Sox lead the Indians 9-1. American League Championship Series Game 4 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Shortstop Nomar Garciaparra will lead things off for Boston. First pitch, outside. Ball 1. Trevor Stefan and Sam Henches warming up in the bullpen for Cleveland. Red Sox lead it 9-1. Garciaparra fouls it off down the line. And the count goes to 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody out, nobody on. Here's the 1-1 pitch.
Nope.
Up high, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch to Garciaparra. Inside, ball 4. It'll be a leadoff walk. in Boston with a runner on first with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Center fielder Jim Rice up next. He had a solo home run the last time he came up. In their first strike, 0-1. Red Sox getting closer to a World Series appearance. Here's the 0-1. Right up the middle, a base hit. And the runner holds. Garciaparra will hold up at second. So back-to-back base hits. And the Red Sox have runners at first and second with nobody out. And now the catcher, Carlton Fisk, will come up. Fisk out to right field. Ramirez will make the play for the out. But taking advantage, tagging up and getting down to third base is Garciaparra. So now the Red Sox have runners at first and third. Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman, comes up with one out. McKenzie looks in their first strike, 0-1. Garciaparra at third base. The count's 0-1. Big swing and a miss. And the count's 0-2 to Pedroia. And now the 0-2. Struck him out on 3 pitches. 2 down for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 7th. And now the third baseman, Wade Boggs, comes up with 2 outs. Runners at first and third. Let's see if he can drive in the run. McKenzie on the mound. Here's the pitch. Boggs out to center, and Doby makes the play for the final out. At the end of 7 complete, the Red Sox lead at 9-1. Game 4 of the ALCS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Grady Sizemore, the left fielder, will lead things off for Cleveland. Trailing 9-1. Clemens still on the mound. Inside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. And the count goes to 1-1. Cleveland down by 8. And now the 1-1 pitch. There's a shot down the left field line, but foul. And the count goes to 1-2 to Sizemore. And now the 1-2 pitch by Clemens. And that's fouled off. And the count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. Pops it up. Williams out and left. Makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for the Indians here in the top of the 8th. They go to the top of the order. The second baseman, Nat LaJoie. 1 out, bases empty. Facing Roger Clemens. The pitch by LaJoie. Big swing and a miss.
0-1.
And the count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. 1 out, bases empty here in the 8th inning. Here's the 1-1. He went around, 1-2 to LaJoie. And now the 1-2 pitch by Clemens. Just inside, 2-2 the count. And now the 2-2 pitch. LaJoie, a ground ball to Pedroia. He'll throw to first for the out. 2 down for the Indians here in the top of the 8th. The DH, Tris Speaker, will come up with 2 outs, bases empty here in the top of the 8th. The pitch popped up. Boggs comes running in from third and makes the play. At the end of 7 1/2, the Red Sox lead at 9-1. ALCS Game 4 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Boston looking for some insurance runs. Jimmy Fox, the first baseman, will lead things off, facing Tristan McKenzie. The pitch is outside, ball one. Count goes to 1-0. Stefan and Sandlin warming up in the bullpen for Cleveland. Fox at the plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike one. That'll even the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. In their first strike, 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And now the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. One down for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th. The DH, David Ortiz, will step up. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by McKenzie. Ortiz fouls it off down the first base line. And the next pitch is a ball. The count goes to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. Ortiz now at 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch struck him out looking for out number 2. 2 down for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th. And now the right fielder, Manny Ramirez, will come up. Two outs, bases empty. Just inside. Ball one, count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Boston up 9-1. And now the 2-0 pitch.
Ball 3.
Down low, 3-0. Ramirez tried to draw a walk here in the 8th. Here's the 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. 2 outs, bases empty. The 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike, full count, 3-2. 3-2 pitch. And he pops it up. Sizemore in left field makes the play for the final out. At the end of 8 complete, the Red Sox lead at 9-1. We go to the 9th here in ALCS Game 4 here at Jammin' Sports. And welcome back. The Boston Red Sox are 3 outs away from making the World Series. They lead Cleveland 9-1. Ramirez will lead things off, and Williams cannot make the play. That's going to be extra bases for Ramirez. At least a double. And Manny Ramirez for the Indians leads off the 9th with a double. Cleveland needs 8 runs to extend the game. 9 to take the lead. That was well hit. And now Jim Tomey, the first baseman, another base hit. And Ramirez is going to come around and score. It's going to make it 9-2. A double and a single. And the Indians score a run. And the Indians now trail by 7 here in the 9th inning. And I think that's it for Clemens. They're going to bring in somebody else to close out the Indians here. Boston still with a 7-run cushion here in the top of the ninth. They still are 3 outs away from their World Series appearance.
Your attention, please. Now,
Chris Martin will come in relief.
number 55, Chris Martin.
Next up, Sandy Alomar, the catcher. Nobody out, runner on first base.
Ball 1.
Down low, ball 1.
Count 1-0.
Cleveland still needs 7 more runs to extend this game. Down 9-2. Nobody out though, runner on first base. Alomar at the plate, counts 1-0. The pitch by Martin. Up high, 2-0. Tomei at first base. Cleveland trying to rally. This would be a rally for the ages if they can come back. The count's 2-0 to Alomar. In their first strike, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Jim Tomei at first base. And now the 2-1 pitch. Popped up. Who wants to take it? And it looks like Fox will take it at first base for the out. 1 down for the Indians here in the ninth. The Red Sox are 2 outs away from the World Series. Trying to get the sweep. Larry Doby, the center fielder, will come up with 1 out and a runner on first. That's Tomei at first base. The pitch, down low, 1-0. A double play can end the game. The pitch, outside, 2-0 to Doby. 1 out with a runner on first here in the top of the ninth. And now the 2-0 pitch. Up high, 3-0. You don't want to let Cleveland back in the game. And now the 3-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 3-1. Three balls and a strike to Larry Doby. The pitch by Martin. High in the air. Out to left field. Williams off the wall. That might score a run. They're coming around. They do not score, but Doby gets a double. A 1-out double. And now the Indians have runners at second and third with just 1 out. Boston having a hard time putting away Cleveland here in the ninth inning. It's still 9-2. And now Willie Mays Hayes comes up, the shortstop, with 1 out. Runners at second and third. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. The Red Sox are still 2 outs away from the World Series. Oh, 1 pitch. In their first strike, 0-2. Wow, indeed. Cleveland trying to mount a comeback. Here's the 0-2. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2 to Willie Mays Hayes. And now the 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 1-2 pitch. Pops it up. Ramirez comes over and makes the play for out number 2. And now the Red Sox are 1 out away from the World Series. 1 out away from the American League Championship. Third baseman Al Rosen comes up. 2 outs, runners at second and third. The pitch by Martin. Up high, ball 1. Al Rosen, the third baseman. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 2 strikes away. The 1-1 pitch.
That's ball 2.
Outside, 2-1.
2 balls.
The crowd here at Fenway, they want to celebrate an American League championship. The count's 2-1. Two-one pitch in the dirt, 3-1. A walk below the bases. Try to get that pesky last out. The 3-1 pitch in there for a strike, 3-2. Indians down to the last strike. Rosen at the plate. 3-2 count. The pitch by Martin. And that's a base hit. That's going to score 2 runs. Rice will throw it in. It's now 9-4 in favor of Boston. Al Rosen with a 2 RBI single. It took them 86 years the first time, yes. This one's not over yet. And now Tanner Houck will come on.
Number 89.
The Indians, they've scored 3 runs this inning to make it 9-4. It's still a 5-run game. 2 outs, runner on first base. Now Grady Sizemore, the left fielder, comes up. And that's right to Fox. He hits the base. And the Boston Red Sox have won the American League Championship. Your final score, Boston 9, Cleveland 4. The Red Sox go to the World Series. Once again, your final score, the Boston Red Sox 9, the Cleveland Indians 4. The Red Sox sweep the series 4-0. And the Boston Red Sox are American League champions and will advance to the World Series. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, we'll have game number 5 of the National League Championship between the Dodgers and the Braves. Again, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 Pacific, here at Jammin' Sports. Until then, this is Jimmy Jam, along with Sports Davis, saying good night, everybody.